We're live, I think. I hope. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Give me a thumbs up. Daniel Ward. Un momento, por favor. No problemo. Thumbs up. There we go. Randy Riggs. There's my buddy. Just made it in myself. Good to see you, Randy. Chris Villapana. Good evening. Happy New Year, all. Good evening. Happy New Year. Hello from Arizona. Shad Offit. Southern Colorado Wildlife. Chores finished early, just sitting and waiting. Thanks for being here. Mr. Anderson. Good. Robin, thumbs up. Give it a little time, get some more people in here. Everybody have a good New Year, Merry Christmas, and all that stuff. Robin Roberts, happy 2025. Finally, no kidding. Me, myself, I'm pretty happy to be done with 2024. Was probably not the best year for me. But I made it. Arizona Unplugged. Sup, broski? Greetings from Off-Grid Homesteader, Northern Arizona. Cool, Off-Grid. I did that for a while myself. Thad Bowman, my buddy. Happy New Year, Brett. Happy New Thad, too. Give it a little bit more time. Get some more people in here. Ronald Oldtaker, Happy New Year, bud. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. $40 thumbs up. We're doing all right. 86 people in here. Gary Lins. Happy trails to you. Same to you, Gary. JD, 2024 sucked. Man, you're not kidding. The end of it was okay. The beginning of 2024 was not that good for me. Wendy H. Morgan. Hand pink waving. Howdy. MDV, Ontario, Canada. Cool. Some of our northern friends up there. Jake, Happy New Year, everyone, from Cape Cod. Wow. Happy New Year, Jake. Yeah, Christmas. I don't know if I haven't made. I didn't get a video out Sunday. Christmas, I mean, it was hectic around here. We went from, first place, my mom and dad are both 90 years old. And then my niece and her husband and my sister, one of my sisters, my youngest sister is here too. So we went over Christmas Eve and spent Christmas with them. And then the next morning we got up and we drove to Texas to see my youngest daughter and my 5 grandkids over there. And we were over there, spent Christmas Day and then the next day. And then I got sick and we had a motel room rented. And I stayed in a motel room bed for a day and a half. It was awful. But I'm better now. And then we didn't get back until till Friday, I guess. And then I was still kind of washed out. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't film anything. So I didn't get a video out. And I know I'd been saying that, we were going to go live. So I thought it'd be a good time to go live on New Year's Day, kind of get everybody understanding what was going on. Let's see, that guy from Arizona waves to everyone. Looking forward to seeing you back on the trail. Me too. I got some plans. The guy from Arizona, Joe Rezek, Happy New Year from Northeast Kansas. Northeast Kansas. Where at in Kansas? Northeast. I worked in Junction, Kansas on Fort Riley Air Force or Army base, I guess is what it was. I was there for over a year. Why is Chris stepping on your live by going live at 6? I plan on being done by 6 o'clock. So I better get some questions here in a minute. Happy New Year from Ward and Chad in Phoenix, Arizona. Happy New Year. Christy Gonzalez, hope this is a special year for you and your family. Thank you. I appreciate that. Willie Smith, bring on 2025. New Mexico native in Arizona now. All right. Benjamin Collins, Happy New Year, Mule Skinner. Love your journeys. Thank you, Benjamin. Yeah, guys, thanks for stopping in. I know it's New Year's Day. Everybody's probably got plans, but I figured it'd be a good time to do this. I want to get to some of these questions. I have a hard time sometimes getting to all the comments. I really appreciate all the comments, and I try to get to as many as I can, but I get behind, and then once I get behind, I have a hard time getting caught back up. So let me get to these comments from my channel first, and then we can have some questions in the chat here if you have any questions, or if you want to know anything or curious about something, speak up. Let me know. Okay, Happy New Year. Glad you're alive and well. Look forward to more adventures with you this year. Having these chats and this and everything's not good for my ADD. So anyway, okay, here we go. God, I'm terrible with names, and people use strange names on these comments anyway. So Kohana Flute, whatever that. Where is this? What state? Locality? Thank you. I'm in southern New Mexico. That's where this is. But I got plans. I'm going some other places. We can talk about that later if you'd like. Dude Miser? Wow, did you hear that spooky and mysterious music type of sound in the background? Yeah, I did, because I'm the one who put it in the video. Rex Haney. Do dry washers. You can check around those rocks and stuff. You never know. You might find gold because it's in the desert also. Yeah, I don't know anything about looking for gold, but it'd be fun to learn. And I'm sure a guy could probably find something, especially up there in that higher country in the mountains. I know they mine all over that country. Jerry Hart. Man, there goes the names again. I wonder if indeed that the petroglyphs were maps. Could the single circle with an end in the center be a box canyon that double signify a way in, way out? Very seldom see fish. The music was perfect for exploration. How many people feel the same as you? Born 100 years too late for me. Maybe 120. I'm 80. Those petroglyphs, it's amazing. I was out this morning. I went out with some of my dogs this morning up here, and there were some more petroglyphs that I seen up there. A lot of people, there's some books and stuff, and they claim to be able to interpret them. But how do they know? I mean, honestly, how do you? That was so long ago. How do they know what it meant? I don't know. It's hard to say. Jeff Betts. I'm new to your channel. Do you ship to Canada? I love your videos and would like to support you by ordering a coffee mug. You can, down in the banner below, matter of fact, right here's one of them. In the banner below, you can order these coffee mugs from my spread shop. And I'm sure they ship anywhere. I don't know what they charge to ship to Canada. But I was talking to the guy, matter of fact, today about the coffee that we're going to have coming out. And he's the one who set it up for me and everything. And he sent me all these samples. I picked out what I liked. And they're going to package it. And they're going to put it with the logo on it. Born 100 years too late. And he was looking at my coffee mugs. And he said, man, I can make those for you for about half the price of what Spread Shop's selling them for. So we kind of come up with a deal. And we thought, well, if somebody wants to, they can set this coffee up like on a subscription basis where they'll send you a bag a month. I'm not sure how it works. I don't take care of stuff like that. But, and I thought, well, told him if he can make these coffee mugs and if somebody gets on a subscription basis where they send one of those bags a month to them, then we'll send them a free coffee mug too, or one of these coffee mugs too. Thought it would be, a good gesture for somebody who's committing to it. It's going to help the channel too. It's kind of a way for me to generate some income, to be able to go. I want to go to some other places. So there you go. Jessica Payne, I'm sorry. Did someone tell you not to go somewhere? Why? What's so interesting that they don't want you to find out? No, it's that I have hounds and I try to trail up lions and stuff. And they told me don't waste my time in that mountain range. It's real rough and it's terrible. You get your dogs up in those cracks and everything, and it's just not a good place to go. Let's see. Big man, do you like sardines and salmon? Yeah, I like sardines and salmon. That's okay. Who uses that drone behind you? Are you safe out there by yourself? That drone, that's cool. It's called a DJI Neo. I thought I had it here somewhere. I guess I don't. But it's about the size of your hand. And it's programmed where it has a follow me function where you just set it up like that and it frames you and it flies up in the air a little ways, and then wherever you go, that sucker follows you. So it's really good for someone like me who's a self-filmer. You know, I don't have anybody help me. I have had my grandson fly the other drone a couple times, a long time ago. But this is cool because I can take it off. Now, the trick was I wanted to get it where you could follow me on the mule. But that thing makes a lot of noise, and it's a real high-pitched screaming. And I had to work a little while to get Bonnie used to it, but she got used to it. And if you watch I think it was the last video I did, and very end of the video, I'm flying that little drone behind me, and it's following me. So she got used to it. Her early ears came back, and she kept an eye, you know, wondering what all that noise was behind her. But and you know, she's a neat mule. She don't let a whole lot bother her at all. Let's see, who is flying your drone? Same thing. Is it me, or has Bonnie slowed down a bit? She has slowed down. You know, when I first got her, she was really covering the country, but now she's slowed down a bit. But she's still faster than Agnes was. But she still, you know, she has slowed down. You know, I've put quite a few miles on her now, and I don't think she knows it's going to be a long day and doesn't waste much energy. Let's see. Okay. Jen, 9155. Who was singing at the end of the video? That's a friend of mine. I did that other deal. I don't know if I shared it to everybody, but my wife wrote me this poem a long, long time ago. And it's kind of about me, I guess, or kind of, you know, some of the hardships and things that I've had to go through. And I sent it to a friend of mine that has a YouTube channel. His name's Hayden Powell. And his YouTube channel is Wichita Mule School. And man, he's a good guitar player and sings good and everything. And I sent it to him. I said, "Do you think you could put music to this?" And he did. And he wrote me back. He said, "Man, this is a really, really good song." He said, "You need to get it copyright protected." So I didn't really know how to do that. But I researched it and I found out how to do it. And I got it copyright protected. So we're going to soon we'll probably make some kind of little, I want to make like a little music video out of it. Just, you know, try to be creative somewhat and make a music video. But it's really good. You know, my wife, she's a heck of a rider. I can't hardly get her to do it. I'd love to have a skill like that, or to be able to play the guitar, be able to sing or something. I can't do any of that, but I can hold a camera and ride a mule. So that's what I do. Let's see, where are we at? Becky D. Love this video. We have been programmed with music in movies. I was feeling spooked as you walked up and down that canyon. Did you feel like you were being watched? You know, sometimes I feel like somebody's, you know, up on the side of the mountain watching me or something, but it really doesn't. But most of the time, I mean, I can count on one hand how many times I've bumped into somebody out here in this desert. You just don't run into many people. Brett, have you ever shot off a Bonnie? No, I haven't. And I don't plan on doing that unless it was absolutely necessary for protection or something. It's pretty hard to shoot off of an animal and still be accurate. And I don't really have a need to. You know, I know it'd probably be cool to do, but I don't really have a need to. F. Parker, I looked on Google Images. It showed a windy circle meant ascending. I have no idea. That's on the petroglyphs. Where do you get your pullover shirts? Oh, they look like top quality. They are. Those pullovers I usually wear they have like 4 buttons down the front. I got that. There's a cowboy, rancher, houndsman from southern Arizona, Warner Glenn. And he's like, you know, for those of us who do what I do, he's like a hero to us. And I seen he was wearing those shirts. And a friend of mine sent me one. He seen that I had some, and he sent me one. And they don't make them anymore. Orvis, I think, is the ones who made them. And so my wife got online and got on, I don't know, eBay or something like that. And she found like 3 or 4 of them that were my size, and she sent them, or she bought them for me. So I really like them. I don't know. It's kind of a, hey, there's my buddy Benny right there. Oh, well, I got to get, let me stay over here. Okay, Barry, I have to ask and hope you reply. How did you take the video from up high behind you? A drone with automatic tracking? Yes. Or just an orb or UFO loaning you their footage? No, it's just that Neo drone. Kid Yuma, he comments a lot on the videos. You never know, Brett, how old and lasted this long. Nothing is forever. Maybe video, yes, kid, yeah, who knows. Merry Christmas to you and yours. Thank you. Quick question about the vid. How are you able to film yourself looking for the petroglyphs? That's that same question. It's the same thing. It's that Neo drone. Klondike Conan. Looks like they were tagging rocks, like they tag walls in cities today. The dog's very curious in the area. Could it be a graveyard? Very cool video. You know, sometimes I think when you find those video or those petroglyphs and you see where they're located, they're usually behind a rock where they're overlooking a vast area, a big area. In my mind, I think that, you know, there's a tribe up there, and the tribe set some warriors, whatever, down there, some scouts or whatever, to look and say, hey, you know, you guys keep an eye out here, and if anything's coming, let us know. And those guys are sitting there bored, and they get to doodling on those rocks. Just me. That's what it looks like, and that's what it feels like to me when I get up there and I see them. Do you ever worry about your dogs getting bit by a rattlesnake? Yeah, I've had most all of my dogs bit by rattlesnakes. Most all of them were bit in the face. When they get bit in the face, they swell up like a pig. I mean, they look terrible. And but I've never had one die from it. The only dog I had die from a rattlesnake bite, she got bit in the leg. And it's still, she was real old too. That was Sissy. She was like 13 years old, and 14 maybe. And she still, I thought she was over the rattlesnake bite, and then I found her. She had died like 2 weeks later. So, let's see. I have no idea what this guy's name is. Adrian Unknown. Okay. So this is on the backside of the Robledos behind Geronimo's Cave. Yes, that's that Victoria. I named it Victorio's Cave. I didn't, you know, I'd never heard that before, but I'd seen that cave up there for a long time, and I always wanted to climb to it, so I did. Are these the mountains south of Deming? Yes, they are south of Deming. They call them the Floridas. Rough suckers, let me tell you. I still got to go back up there, and I want to pack around, come around the backside, and go up there to that cabin that I never got to on that trip. Long distance rider. I really enjoyed this video. I love these old homesteads. Glad you're paying free. When are you heading out on your cross country journey? Man, we're making plans. I gotta have 8 days. 8 days to be able to make it. I've got to still spend some time scouting some routes because there's some private property I can't get through. I have to locate water. I have to have some water, you know, every evening. I got to have water for the mules and the route. And I haven't had time to go out there. And then I have to have the 8 days. And then I have to have my grandson available to stay here to take care of the animals that I leave behind. So there's a lot of things and then he also has to either come pick me up, or we're going to drive somewhere over there and drop my truck and trailer off, and then he give me a ride back, because I want to ride right out of my yard is what I want to do. So aren't there some fossilized footprints there too, or is that a different site? I think that's out in White Sands, and I think that maybe that Desert Drifter guy did a video on those also. I'm not sure. And there you go. I got a text message, got sidetracked here. The little building ruin is made of the same rock and built in the same style as the main ruin. It looks like the old outhouse to me. Yeah, it could have been. Everybody needs a private and secure place to relax and relieve themselves. No kidding. Yeah, could have been. BT Goebel, why on earth was that table there, I wonder? Love the shot with the shadow of the mountain. We call the tin cup a pannikin. Tracy, Australia. Oh, from Australia. BT Goebel. Yeah, that table. I'm sure that there's a set of corrals and working pens outside, and and it's a ranch, so I'm sure that they gather there. They gather their cattle there, and they probably have that table set up. They probably have a big feed. I know when I worked, when I worked on some ranches and stuff, at lunchtime, uh, the ladies would come out, with a big feed, and they'd set up tables and everything, and we'd all be able to eat. Odie Slim. I like that name, Odie Slim. Just wondering, did you ever get your dog back? Regards from Odie Slim. Yeah. I've never had to. I've never. Yeah, I take that back. I had a dog one time when I was living off grid up there that got way out there, and I think he fell off a cliff. But anyway, how protective are your hounds for you? They, an animal or something comes up, but they love people. Hounds love people. I don't think they would I don't think they would be protective from a person at all. Another great video, Brett. Love your stories, the history and exploring abandoned places. We're wondering, do you ever get into trouble with owners, etc.? Anyway, love the content. Please keep them coming onward and upward. No, I haven't. I haven't been in trouble. Most of the time, these are ranches that I'm on, and I know most of the ranchers, or a lot of them, and I don't think they really. Now, if you're out there, busting around in their grass and stuff with a UTV or a buggy or whatever you want to call them, four-wheeler or something, yeah, they don't want you out there doing that. And but riding around on a mule, they don't really care, so it's not a big deal. Mr. T 2904, I love your videos and sure wish that I could do that. Which fire maple cook set is that? I think I answered that in the deal. Fire maple, they got that titanium. I don't have it here. They got that titanium cook set that I use. And I was looking for a complete cook set. I use the jet boils most of the time, but I wanted a cook set with a kettle and some pots and lightweight and small. And so I was just looking online, and I seen that I seen it on a Facebook post, fire maple. So I sent him an email. I said, hey, I make videos. Would you be willing to help me out and send me a set? And I said, I'll use it in my videos, and if you have a code, so I can, people that buy it through my video can use that code and get a discount. Man, and they sent it to me, so I really appreciate that. Them, Olight, and Olight came about the same way, and they sent me that flashlight, and I never had good flashlights like that. And then, of course, OnX Maps. All those people are really good people. And then for anybody who needs like leather work done, I got a guy working on it. We're going to set up a website or a online store or something like that. I don't know how to do it, but there's a friend of mine up here that does really, really super leather work. You can ask Randy Riggs here is in the chat. He made me some of these leather cuffs. I get these riding through the brush and stuff on your mules. You put your arm up like that when you're going through the brush, and I always get my arms bruised up right there. So he made me some of these leather cuffs that come part way up your arm, and they were just a little bit too small for me. And Randy got a set of them while he was here. But anyway, the guy does really good work, and I'm going to have him make some stuff. And it's Walking H Saddlery. They have a website right now. So, and he does custom work, and then he also has a bunch of little doodads and things that he makes, knife scabbards and different things like that. Let's see. I got sidetracked again. Tracy Kimsey, you ever keep track of your miles in the saddle per year? I think since the new year, I'm going to be using my GPS for my. I used to on all my videos. I used to I'd do my because I always carry my Garmin tracker for my dogs, and I would reset I'd set the miles to 0 in the morning, and then when I got back, I'd say how many miles I rode. I haven't been doing it lately, but it's a good idea. I need to do that on every video, just kind of give people an idea of how far we ride. Love your videos. Sure wish that I could do that. Okay, Fire Maple. Have you ever had your vehicle trailer vandalized while you're out riding? That would concern me a lot. Never have. I think, if I got in the wrong place down closer to Mexico or parked closer to town or something, I might have some troubles. Or just by chance, I guess if you had some illegals coming across the border, but I haven't. Of course, they got the fence most down here in the southern New Mexico. I believe it. I haven't been out there all the way to the border, but I think it keeps a lot out. But even in years past when I ran across those guys coming across the border, I never worried about them. I mean, they weren't drug dealers back then. It was just guys looking for work, really. They were just coming to the United States trying to find a job. Okay, George Rollins. Sir, do you have shoes on your mules? Yes, I do, on Bonnie. I don't put them on Clyde. Agnes, I rode her for 2 years without shoes, and she never got sore-footed. And so that's pretty good. But Bonnie, I didn't want to take a chance with her, and I could tell she has more of a horse foot than a mule foot, and it's probably a little softer. She rides around a little bit more like a horse than she does a mule anyway. So, okay, what's the longest amount of time you feel comfortable leave your dogs kenneled in truck kennel? I don't worry about it much when I'm driving. If I'm driving, the air's blowing through there. You always in the morning when I leave, I let them out for a long time, let them run around, let them empty out and relieve themselves and everything. And then I load them up. Now, if I'm like, when I drove to, years ago, I drove to Nevada and I took my hounds up there with me. I stopped several times and I'll find a big, empty place down a dirt road and let them out and let them stretch their legs and everything. But I don't ever, like at night, I'd drive all night long if I had to and never, not really worry about them in the kennel. Or in the dog box. It's open, it's got air blowing through it. It's not stuffy by no means. Did you ever find her? Solo high country camp. I lost my hound. Yeah, I found her. Like I said, there's only one that I've ever lost for good. Winged wheel art, pretty country, anywhere near Bisbee? No. What were those solar panels powering? Oh, the solar panels power wells. They have those. Used to be all windmills. And now they got the solar panels that they set up and pumps that water for their cattle. Let's see. Stephen Nuzzle, can I say this about that? Don't let success ruin you. I have seen it happen too many times. Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri is one example. And my answer to this, I answered this comment. I said, "What success do you mean? What am I doing now? I don't know. I just do what I do. I don't even think about it as really successful or not. I like to make videos. I like to video what I do, where I go. And like I've said before, it's really about the only creative thing I can do. Love your content. What do you carry for snake bite? Oh, that's what I was going to say earlier. Dexamethasone. 3 cc's under the skin, 3 cc's in the muscle, and then 3 cc's under the skin for 3 days. So that's easy to remember. 3-3-3-3. Benny Griffin, we're supposed to be at Earn Your Spurs at the. Oh, yeah. These guys are having a conversation over here. Michael Bishop, what were the temperatures like on this journey? Oh, I think it was around 54, 55. That was when I went to that Google Earth, that building that I found down by the Floridas. It was about 52, 53. It was pretty cold that day and kind of stormy and overcast. Floridas, yes, the Floridas. How about the Superstition Mountains? I'd love to go see them. I don't know anything about them. I've drove by them a few times. I worked in, I can't remember the name of the town over there. Globe. I worked in Globe and drove by them several times on my way to, I think we were going to Phoenix or something. But I've never been in them. That'd be cool. There's a lot of places I'd like to go. I'd like to be able to travel more, be able to get further out. That's kind of the reason why I want to, get that coffee and try to make a little bit so I can finance some trips to go, without burdening the family budget. What kind of saddle is that, McKellen, and where can I get one? That saddle was made from Schooly Saddlery in Texas. And He made it to my specifications. There's a guy in California, I believe, is where he is, and he called it a mountain saddle. And I took a picture of that, and I gave it to Steve, and he made it the way I wanted it. I've got like 14 or 15 trophy saddles that I won team roping, and of course, and then my cowboy saddles that I've had, and they're all real heavy. And I didn't think it was necessary to carry around that much weight when you're riding around in the mountains, doing what I do. You don't need that big old heavy saddle like if you're roping a big old steer, and poor, they got to carry enough weight by carrying me. So I thought I'd make that, and so they, it doesn't have any fenders on it. It's all cut down. It's built like a McClellan, really. So, wow, that's God's country, all right. And so it must be what God made mules for. Oh, wait a minute. God didn't make mules. Oh, wait a minute. Let me check. Did God make a mule? Maybe, or a good understudy. But your mules are spot on. The best of the horse and the onager came together. I don't know what that means. Just for you, Brett. And Fat Lori, too. Oh, Fat Lori. Okay, watch out. I went out there and I did it. I wanted to film to tell a story, and I was out here and I built a fire and stuff, and I had out there by the hounds, I had an old cast iron skillet, and I sat it on the table there just kind of as a decoration. And so the cast iron skillet was just for a decoration, or Dutch oven, is what he called it. I'll move to Marker Everson. I wonder what the history of those old homesteads are, those ranches, when they were built, and when did they get abandoned. I love exploring, also the mystery of it all. But these pockets are smaller and smaller. I couldn't help notice the urban sprawl out and around on Google Earth when you showed it. Yeah, I mean, you get out, but when you get out there further, you really don't see it. You get out in some of this desert and these big canyons and stuff, it's just like it was 100 years ago. Let me see, I lost my place here. What was that? Glad to see you again. Aren't you going to chase cats anymore? Yeah, I'm always looking for a lion track, and I like to watch the dogs trail. This desert's tough, though. I mean, you'd be better off to go someplace else, really. Brett, love your channel. My wife and I watch you together. Thank you. Why don't you please put where you are in the title of the video? We guess you're between Deming and Las Cruces. Thanks. Yeah, I started doing that on Patreon. I got that Patreon. I need to talk about that a minute. I started Patreon a long time ago, trying to, to help finance what I do, and then I got the channel membership for the YouTube, and I don't really, I make content for everybody. Every time I try to do just a members only or a Patreon only video, I feel like I'm leaving everybody else out, and that doesn't feel right to me. So the Patreon and the membership is just to try to, support me in my old age. Were you in the Huachuca or the Mule Mountains? No, this was in southern New Mexico. That was Bill Harris. Dan Vinstein, looks like you discovered a Dutch oven at 12:27 minute mark. Do you collect Dutch ovens and store them? No, I don't. Looks like a good one to try with. Thanks for the watch. Thank you. Is that a stripped down Wade you're riding? No, that's the same. That's that saddle I was just talking about. David Binion, did you notice all the ripe fruit on the cactus? That must have been earlier this year. Yeah, I always see the ripe the fruit on the cactuses. Got to be careful with it too. I wonder when the volcanic event took place, and is it named? I think they call that Aiden's Hole. There's another place out there I want to go to. That's from David Binion also. Jack Valera. Where are these mountains? That's the same one. There's the Floridas. They're down by Deming, southern New Mexico, making it wild. I know someone that packed in a camp to the saddle north of South Peak and used the guzzler to water the mules. I spent a lot of time chasing goats, but haven't been brave enough to take a mule. That mountain is about as rough as it gets. Yeah, it is. Thanks for sharing this video. Yeah, it's a rough mountain, and there's lots of those ibex in that country. A lot of people go in there and hunt them. Mark Smith, have you ever rode to some place you wish you hadn't? Yeah. I mean, I've been some places out here in this desert where it was, especially when it starts getting hot, it's hot and you get into places and it's kind of ugly and I don't know. Yeah, a few times. But I usually don't make a video about them. Andy Jackson, what is the elevation there? I'd love to explore that country. I think right there, this was when down by the Floridas, I think that was about around 5,000 feet elevation probably. Stephen McCoy, hello Brad, I wonder what the old rock building had been. I don't know, old store, old stage stop, maybe a saloon. I bet it was just a homestead. Looks like it was well built. Possibly a ranch house. I think that's what it was. Might be a spot for a metal detector. Yeah, I took my metal detector one time. I need to learn how to use that thing better. I filmed it. I found that little brass cap. I don't know what it was from. Somebody said that it was probably from the top of a Coleman lantern, which made sense because I think I've seen those before. But I found that one thing, and I didn't video all of it. But for that, I dug all kinds of trash up. And I need to learn how to use the discrimination on it better. Man, a lot of people, good heavens, what have you done to that poor cast iron Dutch oven? I could fix that and make it look brand new. I didn't know it looked that bad. So, hello, why have the solar cells? Why have this solar cells? Who live there? Nobody lives there. That was for the water well. Does it bother you any being in that country so close to Mexico the way things are today? No, it doesn't bother me at all. Joe WK 9 pound, whatever that means. How to hunt without dogs? Oh, lions. Yeah, I've heard of guys in snow, walking out a snow track, but I don't think you could do it down here. Calling them, I guess you could use a predator call. Matter of fact, I have called a few in years past when I was calling. A couple, just 2. Do you give your mules Facilium or sand clear to help prevent sand colic? No, but I really should. Especially because where my pen is, where my place is, it's real sandy. Or bran. You can feed them bran, mixed bran with some oats, and that helps clean them out so they don't get impacted, which is what colic is. How about working on getting your coffee brand going? Can't wait to try it out. Wayne Donham. Soon. Hopefully it'll be available next week, I hope. And I'll have a video out. I'm planning on leaving tomorrow. I got a place I want to go. I got some game cameras that I put out a long time ago, and I want to go pull those game cameras, and I'm gonna ride, and I'm gonna go in the long way, and I'm probably gonna go up there and set up a camp and spend the night, and then ride out the next day. And I think I'm gonna leave tomorrow morning if the weather's good and everything's right. That's what I plan on doing. Let's see, Lyndon, Reddick. Can't believe some of these diets is what I said. Vegetables cause inflammation. Carnivorous diet doesn't. Come on. Yeah, best thing for you to me is being out in those hills there. But be careful. In a couple of weeks, I'll be 67. Man, you got a big family. Yes, I do. And yeah, that's the best thing is being out in those hills. I mean, clean, fresh air, and even riding mules and time you saddle them and unsaddle them, and I get off and lead quite a bit. It's pretty good exercise, really. Desk Game 6. I'm 60. How is that even possible? And I've been a law enforcement officer since 1987. I'm still going strong, though not as strong as when I was 23. Anyway, I'm really an outdoorsman at heart and have no problems hunting, shooting, hiking, or camping by myself. It's good. When you go by yourself, you don't have to wait for anybody. You just go. That's since I sold my business and I've had some freedom. It's been really, really good. How often do you worm your mules? Spring and fall. And have Bonnie's teeth been checked by a horse dentist? No, I haven't checked her. I don't think she has any hooks in there. And when the horse dentist looks at them, they get hooks in there. And then when they can't, you can watch them when they're eating. They're like when you grain them, they'll drop a lot of feed. Always perk up an animal. Yep. Do you sure you aren't? Or what kind of shoes do you have on the mules? I don't. I can. When I was a kid, I was raised on a quarter horse ranch, and I had to trim horses all the time. I can tack on a shoe if I have to, but as long as I got a little extra money, then I'll pay a farrier to do it. And the farrier's a friend of mine, and I like for him to come over and we get to talk and everything. So it's good all the way around. It helps him out. I'm in Mike Outdoors. How old would I be if I didn't know when I was born? No kidding. That's the words of a song right there. That will keep me thinking till next time. Yep. How do you keep your dogs out of the cactus? They learn. They were raised in it. You know, they learn how to stay out of it. They still get some thorns in them from time to time. If I didn't know where you were, I think you were in the Guadalupes. That's Benny. He's in the comments over here. Benny's Griffin. He knows all about those Guadalupes. He's been all over them. I'd never been in them. I've drove by them, never been in them. That sure is rugged country. I've always wondered, am I the first person to ever set foot here? And probably am. Yeah, you think that, and then you look over there and you see an empty Coke bottle or something. Gary B. Brett, I've got 10 years on you. Don't slow down. Just to slow down for someone else. Be prudent in how you take on ventures. Lord's given you a gift to share. Enjoy it. We certainly enjoy seeing your episodes. Oh, a good cigar is therapy for the mind. Yes, sir. Thank you. John Todd, good evening, sir. I'm watching your... What? It is coming out with Spanish voice. Oh, yeah, that's from my Spanish. They got a thing called Ditto Dub, and we started taking... I don't do it. A friend of mine does it. They take these videos and they dub it into Spanish, and the voice sounds like my voice except speaking Spanish. And I can speak a little bit of Spanish, but they put these same videos out in Spanish. So I think that's what that guy's talking about. Sean, my grandfather lived to be 98. He actually was sheriff back in the early 1900s. You know, one of them crooked kind, he would bust moonshiners because he had his own distillery going. Eliminating competition is what they call that. Can you say both your parents are in their 90s? Yeah, they're both in their 90s. Does it have a lot to do with genetics? Unfortunately, your older sisters, especially the oldest, like you said, do not take care of herself, blah, blah, blah. I won't go in. This is a long, long post. I won't go into it. Anyway, we got a little bit of time left. Let me get to some of these over here in the comment section. If you guys have any questions, shout them out now, and I'll try to answer them. Try to get my cigar lit again. When are we going to Valladolid? I don't know. Need to. Bill Truitt, now I see why you enjoy your mules so much. I was raised around quarter horses too. Beautiful horses, but a pain in the butt. I always say a mule can withstand benign neglect. You know, they're just a little bit tougher. Carla Kozik, we may be relatives. Maybe. If I don't catch myself on fire here. Have you ever been through the Burro Mountains? Where are the Burro Mountains? Burros or Burro? I haven't if they're the Burro. I've been to the Burros. I think I got a video on them somewhere back in time. Any more questions, guys? Anyway, in the future, anecdote of a houndsman. Don't be hogging up all the live time tonight. I won't, Chris. Tommy Allen, south of Silver City. Yeah, that's the Burros. Yeah, I've been in the Burros. I got a video somewhere of me being in the Burros. It was quite a while ago. I went down there and rode through there. Randy Riggs, I ordered me some Tabac cigars. There you go. That's those. Not sponsored. Anderson, Chris, he's been ignoring myself, Benny, and Jeremy for 45 minutes. Jeez, come on, guys. I've been reading comments over here. Can't do everything. Offrey Flory, how far do you plan to ride the Butterfield Trail? I just like to ride it across New Mexico and right out of my yard right here. It passes by. See, I'm right here by Fort Selden, and they used to, from Fort Selden, the soldiers and whatever would leave from Fort Selden and go down and hit the Butterfield Trail and go west. So I want to go all the way to Arizona is all I want to do, just through New Mexico. Do. Bill Truitt, are we going to get a spring overnighter in the future? I plan on doing quite a few overnighters if that's what you're talking about. I want to anyway. Chasing Petra mailing address. Oh, that's what I got to do. I keep forgetting. I'll put it in the description. I don't know how to do it here. I've got a mailing list, and there's a little form if you want to get on the mailing list, and it'll tell you about future videos that are coming out and kind of some behind the scenes things. And then if we have any specials like on merch and stuff like these coffee mugs, these are the metal ones. They're really good. I think I'm going to be able to get them. I think they cost like $18 on Spreadshop, and I think I'm going to be able to get them, and y'all can buy them for like $14. Maybe, I'm not sure what exact price yet, but the guy I was talking to today asked me. He said, "Well, how much do you pay for those?" Because I just ordered myself 3 of them, and I looked it up. It's like $18, and so maybe we can find some better deals on some of that merch and stuff. Well, let's see. Wild West Explorations. How do you get your sponsorships? Did they contact you or did you contact them? I've contacted all of them. I contacted OnX. OnX is my main sponsor. They're a good company, and if you go out in the wild or out, off the beaten path, OnX is super good to have. It tells you the land status. It'll have them color coded. What is state lease? What is BLM? What is national park and forest? And then what is private? So and it gives you the boundaries where everything is. It shows you old roads and trails, and it's just really good for navigating in the backcountry. And then you can put waypoints. And what I do is I get on my computer. Let me see if I can do that. Let me see if I can show you guys real quick. I can't. If I do, I'll lose you probably. But anyway, I have a big screen on my computer, and I get on my computer and I pull up the OnX Maps from the web, the web page, and then you can kind of explore. You can kind of look around, see where you're going to go, what you're going to do, or what's the best routes to get there, and the land status, whether it's BLM or private or what it is, and that it's legal to have access to it. Then you can kind of plan your route and everything. And if you see something interested on there, then you can switch over to Google Earth. Google Earth, their imagery is real clear, so then you can kind of zoom in on it and see. Well, what is that? And then you can find structures, or you can find things that are out of the ordinary, and build you a route to get there, and then go look at it. It's pretty cool. I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun. Let's see. How long would a Butterfield Trail? I'm planning 8 days. Now I don't know. I should be able to do it probably in 6.5, but I'm planning 8 days. Uncle Papa Johnny, my old buddy. Hey, Brad, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Chasing Brett Vaughn, P.O. Box 9, Radium Springs, New Mexico. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. James Sullivan, Happy New Year from Alabama. Love watching you. Thank you, James. Wendy H. Morgan, email list is in the description. Is it in the description already? I do edit my own videos. and I do all my filming myself for the most part. But things like the email list, the website, the store that's coming out, I have another guy that takes care of that because it's beyond my capabilities. I don't I don't have time to mess with it, and I don't know how to do it. What I like to do is plan my what I'm going to do and get on a mule and go do it and film it, and I'm probably real slow at editing. I could, a younger guy could probably edit a lot faster than me, but I enjoy editing, trying to make it, trying to be more cinematic, trying to make it, better for people to watch. It's just kind of like I said, it's a creative outlet for me. Happy New Year's, Brett. Love your channel showing us the history. You bet. Do you have any plans for riding in Arizona? No, yeah, I do. There's some places I've been kind of researching some places I'd like to go. So yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. I'd like to go. Kind of why we're starting the coffee and stuff is kind of help me, from taking money out of the family budget. I can travel further away and go, see some different places before I get too old. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Appreciate your adventures. Thank you. Happy New Year. Fat Lori merch. Yeah, there's Fat Lori merch there. If you get on my spread shop, they have little old Fat Lori on a t-shirt and a hoodie and a coffee cup and a lot of stuff. Fat Lori. She won't even jump out of the buggy box now. She just walks to the edge and looks at me like, come on, man. Let's see, Charles Berry. We used to be able to drive a 20-mile segment of the Butterfield west of Maricopa, Arizona until Clinton screws up by making it a wilderness. Keep up the good work. Thank you. That's one of the problems I had with where the Butterfield trail goes through. It goes through a private piece of private property. And I talked to the rancher. He was real nice and everything, but he said, you know what? He said, I really don't want to give you permission to go through here. Because the next thing you know, the government will come in and they'll take it away and say this is, a national trail or something like that. And, I can kind of understand that in a way. Happy New Year, great channel. Thank you. Hiya from Ontario. Johnny Don'ts, thumbs up. Thank you, sir. Any more questions? So yeah, I want to go do some more overnighters. I want to go see some different country. I got some plans. I'm leaving tomorrow morning. And what else? I broke my camera, so I had to order a new camera. When I was up there filming, when I was filming that last video, I have this little compact tripod that I carry, and it extends, and then it's got little bitty legs on it. And I set it up. I thought it was pretty good. And I used one of these DJI Osmo Pocket 3s. It's got a gimbal on it. It makes, it's real clear. Matter of fact, I'm using it right now as a webcam. But when it fell over, it broke the display on it. So I can't even adjust nothing on it. I just turn it on. It works. I came across a signed copy for Mr. Glenn's book and thought you would like that up on your shelf. Hey, I got it. Somewhere. I went down with me and I went down and got to talk to him. Me and Benny. He's in the comments here. Oh. If you guys want to hear more about hounds and a buddy of mine, Anecdote of a Houndsman, Chris Watson, he's going live in 5 minutes. And I'm probably going to jump on there for a little while and listen to their BS. So after I'm done brainwashing you guys, we'll go over there and let them brainwash me. Hey, that'd be cool. Uncle Papa Johnny. Go over to Virginia and bear hunt with George and myself sometime. That'd be cool. I'd like to do that. Let's see. You got to come to Virginia and bear hunt. Happy New Year, Brett. Thanks, Kid Yuma. Thanks for stopping in. Hey, I got to say a thank you to, he comments on my videos. His name is Mike Glenn. And he's on there as Chai something. And I mean, every time he comments, he gives me a what do you call it? A super thanks, like $2, $5 every time he comments. And I tried to get his address. I said, send me your address. I want to send you some merch and everything. And he's never sent me his address. I don't even know where he's at. I think he's over in Australia or something. Happy New Year, Brad. I recently moved to Lubbock and I am planning a camping trip to New Mexico. Any recommendations? What time of year? And what do you like to see? I mean, I always recommend the Gila Wilderness. I mean, I love that country up there or out there. And it's not as it's one of the less frequented wildernesses around. There's not as many people get into it, except when you get into deer hunting or elk hunting or something like that. There'll be a lot of hunters up in that country. But like this time of year, there's hardly anybody up there. But it gets pretty cold up there, and then during the summertime, there's some hot springs and stuff, and you get some people coming in there, some yahoos. Oh, Casa River Ranch, I got to leave in 5 minutes. Chris said I could only watch until his live started. I guess if you got to go over there, then go. Have you ever drank chicory coffee? Amazon has a half coffee, half chicory that's strong but good. I'd like to try it. I would go broke giving Supermans. It's called Super Thanks, Anderson. Super Thanks, not Supermans. Wendy H. Morgan, can you tell the name of the dogs and the ages? Can you tell the name of the dogs and the ages? Well, sure. I got what I call the terrorists. That's Al, Uno, and Timmy. And they're all litter mates. And their daddy is Booger. Now, Al, Timmy, and Uno, they're about 8 years old. Booger's about 12 years old, and he's their daddy. And then I've got Rusty. His mother is P, and P is Booger's full brother. P is Booger's full sister. That's right. But she's spayed now. She had that litter of pups, and then she had another litter, and then I spayed. Rusty was the last litter. And then I have Jumpin' Jack Flash. And then the female dogs, I got Suki and P. Clara spayed. Like I said, she identifies as a male. And who else? What other? Oh, I got Fat Lori, of course. She's spayed. She's a worthless hound. And Iris is a really, really neat dog. She handles like a border collie. She can be running 90 miles an hour away from you. You say Iris, and she'll just stop and turn around and come right back to you, which is pretty good for a hound dog. But you guys have seen my hounds. I mean, they're my buddies. Brett, hello, Brett. Thank you for the videos. You're welcome, Brett. Mike, in Spanish they call you my what is it? Tocayo? Tocayo? Somebody who has the same name as you. You're Tocayo. Super thanks. Yeah, Anderson. There you go. G3 Outdoors, New Mexico. I second the Gila. Headed there this summer. Cool. Good place to be. Flat mesas in West New Mexico are beautiful. Uncle Pa, New Mexico totally depends on what you want to see. I fell in love with Northern New Mexico. Yeah, Northern New Mexico is beautiful. And of course, there's a lot more people that frequent the Pecos Wilderness in the summertime. Daniel Ward, I had been trying to guess your home 20 until tonight. I figured Deming, and I was wondering if you ever met Skeeter Skelton or his son, Bart. No, and you're wrong. I don't live in Deming. Steve Vick, hi Brett. Sorry late to the party. That's all right, Steve. Better late than never. Uncle Papa Johnny. Jack was definitely my pick when I met them. Yeah, Jack's a pretty cool dog. Best I've had going over to Chris so we can conspire against you. I'm going to come protect my interest over there. Papa Bones, how old are you and how long have you been married? Keep on keeping on. I am 63 years old, and I've been married, let's see, I've been married 42 years. 2 different women, though. My first wife I was married to for 14 years. I had to trade. I enjoyed, like always, Brad, heading to the other live. Thanks, Benny. Thanks for stopping in. Happy New Year from the hardwood forest. Old dogs are good for keeping the snakes away, I bet. Old dog. You know what's bad is in the kennels. I've had to kill probably 4 or 5 snakes in the kennels. And I should show you a picture of a big rattlesnake. Reason being is what happened. You got dog food in the kennels, right? So you spill dog food, and it's laying around here and there. So that brings the mice in. So the mice come in to eat the dog food. What do snakes eat? They eat mice. So the snakes will come in and get the dog food or get the mice. I wish I could find that picture. I mean, you wouldn't believe how big this snake was that I had to remove from my kennels. I don't know if I can find it on such short notice. But he was huge. Well, anyway, he was big, let me tell you that. He was probably 4.5 foot long, not quite 5 foot. Big enough, it scared me. Now I'm determined. Scrolling. Maybe I don't have it on this thing. No, I don't. Sorry, guys. Anyway, let's see. Any more questions? Where did my chat go to? Oh, there it is. Live on lake. What factor other than severe weather delays or cancels a trip for you? No, I mean, this last year, I had some health issues. Right before I made the video when I packed into what I called the headwaters of the Gila River, the week before that, I was diagnosed with blockage in my heart. And of course, you get a diagnosis like that, it scares you some. And I just told my wife, I said, I got to get out of here. I was having bad anxiety hanging around the house. So I loaded up a packed mule, and I took off, and I packed in. And then I came back, and then ends up they put me on the table, and they went into my heart. And while I was laying on the table, the doctor looked at me and said, "You're clean as a whistle in there. There's no blockage in there." So it was a false positive when they did the test. And so I got done with that. But then I had AFib and electrical problems in my heart. And I've had that before. I had what they call Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome back in 2002. And they put me on the table and went in and they did a catheter ablation. And they severed these extra electrical pathways. Well, then I got AFib this last time. And they went in my heart again and they lasered those. So I've had those health issues, and then I had some little brain farts later on. I had meningitis 2 times, and kind of I think it messed up my brain a little bit. But anyway, it's all over with now. What kind of snake? Rattlesnakes. Texas girl, rattlesnakes. Michael Laswell, the chaps you wear, do they protect from snake bites? I don't think completely. I think they might protect you from some bites. But if you got hit hard, man, those teeth on a rattlesnake are just sharp. And, they penetrate a cow's hide, and that's what that's made out of, those things. So, they protect me from brush and, when I'm riding through the brush and everything, they protect my legs. So Henry, I see you packing. You do carry snake shot, I hope. Yeah, it's loaded up with 2 with number 8, I think, shot in it, and then the rest of them are slugs. Steve Vick, it was funny. What was funny? Have you ever used a horse as a pack animal? Well, yeah, years ago. If you watch some of my old videos, me and a buddy of mine packed across the wilderness, 3 or 4 times, and his pack animals were horses. All mine were mules. Thank you, Bruce. Just stopping by to say howdy and Happy New Year, Brett. Happy New Year, Patriot Preacher. Guys, that's it. What do they say? Onward and upward. Thanks for stopping in. Watch for the coffee. Watch for some more videos. Like I said, I got some new things I'm going to try doing. And going some new places. Philip Fontaine. Hey, Brett, my wife and I just found this live bit, and we both say hello. Thanks, Philip. Just Happy New Year to you and yours. Same to you guys. A blessed and happy New Year to everybody. Stay safe and get out there and do something. Do what you love to do. And yeah, buy some coffee when it comes out. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let me know when you see a video. Let me know what you like to see and all that stuff. Comment. All those things that YouTubers are supposed to say, I guess. All right, guys. Thank you.